part 3 of the candle stand thingy easel stuff. Let's build and install a drawer. Welcome back to the shop on the channel and the continuation of this. This is that candle stand slash easel I'm building. This video I want to install the drawer glides, which are, your full extension standard, got them at the Borg drawer glides, and build the drawer, which is actually just a flat piece of wood with some cleats on it so it holds something. But the height of the candle holder is, with the candles in place, is 10.5 inches. So I've set a height of 11.5 inches here and marked it. Let me bring the camera and I'll give you a show and tell. So I've tape measured 11.5 inches from here and put a mark in a cross line. This piece of 3/4 inch stock represents the shelf itself, and this piece of plywood represents the cleat that's going to be attached to it, that will in turn attach to the drawer glides. And so what I want is the drawer glides are actually going to sit right there. And that gives me plenty of room to move this up and down and get it exactly where I want. So I make this nice and level. So the first thing to do is to make a piece of wood, cut a piece of wood here to set the height of where this cleat's going to go, which would be this distance here, and then fasten the cleats in place, and then in turn fasten the drawer glides in place, and then in turn build the drawer in the rough. You build the drawer without any accoutrements or pretty stuff or whatever. Place it in here, make sure everything works the way I want it to work. See, these doors are inset doors, so they're going to be flush with the surface here. There'll be parliament hinges, no mortise parliament hinges here, and they'll open, of course, this way, and then you pull this out. But I need, since there's going to be a 3/4 inch door sitting possibly, well, here, like that, so it's 3/4 off this edge, you want the drawer to be inside this point so you can pull it out. Now, if they open the thing all the way like this, it doesn't matter. But people are going to only open them this far, and you want to be able to get past this point. So the depth of the cleats holding these puppies in, the drawer glides, are going to be 1 inch as opposed to 3/4 inch. So I got to get some 1 inch stock to fasten these in place and do all the drilling and the screwing and the thing. Here's my jig. This is going to get the spacing on both the sides exactly the same. This is the cleat that's going in there on where that goes. So first thing to do is just glue and brad this in place. So I need a little bit of glue on one end because it's a little bit of glue on the other end. And there we go. And just 2 brads in either, and that'll hold it. Not a problem. All right, and there we go. Whoops, I have to got to break one out of here. It just got in the wrong place. Looks ugly. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh well, I'll fix that later. Anyhow, there it is. It's glued in place. These two did stupid things. I can get those out of there, not a problem. It's all in the way you hold the thing and where the knife edges are on the brads. So this, once that is dried, then I can mount this in place, and I want to mount it flush with the top. So I'll put a piece in here, and then I can mount it flush with the top, and then we're good to go. I got a lot of play in here, so it's not a big deal. So let's do the other side. Well, I'll do the other side off camera, then we'll proceed from there. Time to mount the drawer glides. First, before you do that, you have to remove the part of the drawer glide that goes on the drawer. Easy, follow the instructions. I want both of these to be exactly at the top of the cleat, so I've clamped a piece of wood here just as a fence to put this up against, and this is going to go all the way back like that, and then pull out, of course, full extension. What I'm going to do is the first one, you move this out of the way to get to each one of the little mounting points, and pre-drill that. I can't tell you how much easier it is if you magnetize your tools, your tools. Oops. There we go. All right. And that's in. Now I want to do the back one. Oops. That's not right. I have to take that one out. Let's do some more pre-drilling. So I want to get an up and down one. Front to back one, actually. Okay, and then I want to get one of the round ones that locks it in place. Okay, that's done. That's ready to go. Now, that's one on camera, so I'll flip it over to the other one, and we'll come back and build the drawer. Everything's in except for the shelf itself. I've got to get a piece of wood for that, but the way this works, obviously, is the shelf will sit on these two pieces of wood here that are on the drawer glide drawer parts, and it slides out. These are not self-closing. They're just regular drawer glides. So they got to be popped in. And so I got to get a shelf to put on here. It'll be 1/2-inch plywood. There will be a piece going across here, a thin piece going across here, that will come up and cover the grain end here and the edge grain of the plywood. So there it is. That's how far it is. So let's put the shelf on and move on to the next step after that. Now for the drawer itself. So I've got these sides in place, these end plates on the drawer pulls. I'm going to leave these in place. This is the piece of plywood that's going to sit on top. This will have end pieces here covering everything up so it's nice and clean. The way I'm going to do this is glue and some brads. And that's all it takes. That's all it's going to need is glue and some brads. Once I get this, so you'll see once I get this in place. And I put the front on, and I'll round over the front so it doesn't look so ugly, just a piece of wood stuck on there. And it'll be up to here. So anyway, let's get this on the road. So this doesn't take much. Just a bit of glue on each of these, like that. So you can see one, you couldn't see the other. And then a piece of plywood, side up I want. Take it, put it all the way back, get it pretty much lined up where you want it, and just drop it, well, don't drop it, just put it down. Finish the alignment so it's clear of everything. And then I'll put a nail in the front. Again, your fingers are your best. There's one there. And these are, I set these to countersink a little bit so that oops. They got so I can cover them with some filler, and then I'm going to put one back here and one right about here. Got maybe a little adjustment to do. Now let's let the glue dry. And I take this out and put the front piece on, and I don't think I need to put a cleat in the back, but, and there it is. Got to remind them it has to be pushed all the way in. Okay, so next is the front. I'll have that all milled out and ready to put in place. We have a drawer. Here's the front piece I was talking about. It's been rounded over with a 1/4 inch round over bit, top and bottom, so it's nice and better on the hands. Comes out full extension, and the candle holder box I'm going to build is going to sit on this. And they'll be able to put it on top, do their thing with it, and put it back down here, and close it up. Oh, wait a minute, let me show you something. These are the candles thingies, jars, and they're going to sit in a holder right inside here, and they can pick them. And even though I have a 2 1/4, this requires 2 1/4 holes in the base. It's going to hold them. Even though I have a 2 1/4 hole saw, I actually spent a little extra money, got a better one for cutting these holes. So there has to be a hole. When you see the box, you know what I'm talking about. There's a hole this goes through, then there's a socket that it sits in. That makes some sense. So put this away. And now the next step will either probably be the drawers or the base. I'm not sure yet. I got to do a little working on the computer, do some design stuff. But anyhow, so there's the base of this thing I'm building. And until next time, make great things out of wood.